Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is so marvelous. This is so marvelous. I want to say happy Valentine's to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Maybe this is the only time you'll hear Happy Valentine's Day this week. And so I want to be the first one to extend that to you at 6:10 in the morning. That at least is on Eastern Standard Time. Maybe you've already heard it if you're in Africa because it's already the afternoon. But we are so grateful to be with you today. We are looking forward to talking to you this week on loving yourself. And then on Wednesday, when we get with the bishop, we're looking forward to talking to you about loving your partner. And then when we get in Kenya on Friday, we look forward to talking to you when we connect with Kenya about loving your community. And so it's really going to be exciting. This is a time to share, a time of fellowship. One second, I'm looking for, oh, oh man. So we actually went live from the wrong place. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be sure to share it tomorrow. But loving yourself is very key to living a happy life. Valentine's Day is usually blown up out of proportion and is usually all about couples. And today we don't want you to feel that. We want you to feel that loving yourself is key. Before you can love anybody else, you have to first love yourself. So I want to talk to you about how exactly do you do that? How do you love yourself? What exactly does that look like, me loving myself? Does it mean I, you know, treat you like trash so that I could be treated like something amazing? Or does it mean that I do unto others as I would want it done unto me? So, in other words, I would want to be loved and respected. So then it's required of me to love and respect other people so that the same seed that I sow is the seed that I reap. So what does it look like when you talk about loving yourself? So it's just very such a wonderful day. I hope you have a lot of amazing things planned for yourself today. And that something that I say, you're going to take it. It's going to be I don't really have a scripture for you. Maybe a scripture might come up, but it's going to be very straight to the point because we don't need it to be deep. We need it to be understood and to be practiced. So let's talk about some ways that you can love yourself. When you drop down in the chat, I'm going to put some, if you're on the YouTube channel, right, which is Behold a Purpose Speaks, or if you're on the public figure page, we're going to answer your questions or answer your comments. If you drop down in the chat and you tell me, what does loving yourself look like? What does loving yourself look like? Does it look like a walk in the park? Does it look like, what does loving yourself look like? Does it look like exercising? Does it look like watching what you eat? What does loving yourself actually look like? So what I want to talk to you about, or what I want to teach you, is when you love you, you make sure that you take time out for you. So the key factor in loving yourself is talking about time. How easy and how simple it is to understand that time is important. Where you sow your time determines where your heart is. So again, I can repeat that. Where you sow your time determines where your heart is. If you sow your time into the wrong place, then you end up reaping the wrong things. If you sow your time into the right place, then you end up reaping the right things. So number one, when you love yourself, you have to give yourself time. You got to find time for you. Now you may say, Amisha, I barely have time to do what I already have to do in life. I really don't have time to give myself any time. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I'm just writing the notes. Give yourself time in the chat, just in case you briefly pass by and you want to know, what was this about? And I just wrote that wrong. So that should say, give yourself time. If we say give yourself chat, I'm saying give yourself a good talking to. And that's important too. You know, so have a talk with yourself, have a chat with yourself, since we put that point on accident. Have a chat with yourself. That's important too. Sit yourself down, take yourself out to dinner. If you're single today and you feel like you're feeling some kind of way because everyone else has a boo and you don't have a boo, be your own partner today. Give yourself some love. Love yourself. Love on yourself. Give yourself time. Give yourself conversation. Take yourself out to dinner. You may say, what? Take myself out to dinner on Valentine's Day? Isn't everybody going to be looking at me crazy because I'm sitting at the table by myself? Well, how about, let me tell you a secret. Some people sitting at the table with their partner wish they were you sitting at the table by themselves, because they don't even want to be who they're at the Valentine's Day table with in the first place. Let's really talk about that. Why does that happen on Valentine's Day? All of a sudden, it's Valentine's Day and now all of a sudden, all the single people feel lonely. Why is that? They didn't feel lonely the day before, and some of them did not feel lonely the day after. But on this commercialized day that we made up, I just want to preface that we made this day up. On this commercialized day that we made up, you want to feel now insecure because you don't have what everybody else appears to have. And that's what I would say. What everybody else appears to have, what appears to seem like is the bomb.com, is the best thing since sliced bread. Sometimes it's just an old crusty piece of bread. Sometimes from a distance, it looks like that bread is buttered nicely with juice just dripping, butter juice just dripping off the bread. But sometimes it's just a crusty piece of dry bread. So another benefit of taking yourself out and making time for you and having a chat to yourself is you determine how you treat you. So one benefit is, you know what to expect. When you take yourself out, there's no disappointment, there's no heartache, unless you're not your own friend and you make your own experience horrible, then you have yourself to blame for self-sabotage. And we'll hit that for a minute in a second. But you have yourself to blame because you did not let your good time be a good time. So one of the benefits of dating yourself is that you are your own, like, if it's a blast, it's because you planned it. If it sucks, it's because you planned it. So that's one of the things that are just so amazing, about taking yourself out. So what exactly does that look like? What exactly does giving yourself a chat, giving yourself time look like? Well, I'll tell you one thing it doesn't look like, which is famous, is self-sabotage. There's no point in promising yourself that next week at 5 o'clock, you're going to take yourself out to dinner on a Tuesday at 5 p.m. to enjoy a meal, and then you stand your own self up. Or at 4 o'clock, you call your friend and you say, well, what are you doing? And do you need anything? And then your friend says, yeah, I need a favor. It's going to take 2 hours, but you know full well you have a date with yourself at 5 o'clock on Tuesday. If you end up going to help the friend and not taking yourself on the date, you have committed and you are guilty of self-sabotage. Right? We're talking about loving yourself. If you continue to get all the same miscellaneous, random, mean, unreciprocative friends, friends that don't reciprocate what you give you or what you give them, you don't love yourself. If you eat everything off the menu and you never consider if you got your vegetables and you're not concerned about your health, folks, we may not love ourselves. If you've been working at a dead-end job for the last 20 years and you hate it and you haven't taken the opportunity to look for a new job, guess what? You may not love yourself. If you are surrounded by people who don't like you, yet you go over their house anyway, because you don't want to be alone, you may not love yourself. So you can give yourself time, you could give yourself a check, and you can also give yourself forgiveness. What? What you say, Amisha? How do I do that? How do I give myself forgiveness? I tell you what, last week and the week before that, we talked about grace. And there is a way to extend grace to yourself. Actually, when we extend grace to ourselves, we're just accepting the grace that Jesus Christ has already made available for us. When you give yourself forgiveness, you say, you know what? You're not always perfect. Everything's not perfect. Life is always perfect. It's not always perfect. You've made some mistakes. You've done some things you're probably ashamed of. You've gone some places, talked to some people, said some stuff to people that you probably wish you never had said. You've thought some things that you probably feel really terrible for thinking. But even in the midst of all of that, you still deserve the grace that Jesus has made sufficient for you. And you still deserve to love yourself. So I want you to do an exercise with me. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think back to a major mistake that you made. Like something that you did that you were just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I suck. This is horrible. I know you're doing a lot of sucking today. It's Valentine's Day. Everybody's kissing, but really you're kissing on yourself today. I can't do this anymore. This thing that I did is so horrible. Now I want you to take the opportunity with your eyes closed and repeat after me. Dear self, I apologize that I misguided you. I apologize that I made a mistake. Forgive me, self, for every environment that I've placed you in that you didn't want to be in, that wasn't beneficial to you. Self, Forgive me for not choosing you before choosing others. Self, I grant you grace and forgiveness to be free of any past mistakes. Now open your eyes after saying that prayer to yourself, or that declaration, that internal declaration. And guess what? Move on. Whatever it is that you've done, whatever it is that you said, whatever it is that's been holding down your countenance or making you feel, maybe you was married and then you got divorced because he thought you was just like the worst wife, spouse, partner, husband ever. And now you're forever like, oh my God, I'm always going to be a piece of trash. I'm never going to be able to make it because this is just, I am just the worst. Or maybe you're a cheater. Maybe you cheat in all your relationships. And then when you finish cheating, you beat yourself up for cheating. You too deserve grace to love yourself. Maybe you commit, I don't know, robberies, like the thief on the cross when he was sitting next to Jesus. And Jesus and him, well, they weren't sitting, they were hanging, and Jesus was dying, and he was dying, and he's like, hey, Jesus, you know what? You were the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Can you just do me, if you could do me one favor? No one else is probably ever going to think of me because I have stolen from everyone. If you could do me one favor and just remember me when you get to heaven, I'd really appreciate it because no one else is thinking about me. And Jesus said, what? On his way to die himself. He said, what? Man, let me tell you, because you have acknowledged who I am. When I get to heaven, you'll be there with me also. So I don't know why you're telling me goodbye, because we're going to the same place. I can imagine on that day that thief must have been amazing. Like he must have been so happy. Like his last breath must have been a breath of pleasure because he realized he would be with Jesus Christ. Because forgiveness, as soon as he asked it, was immediately available to him and immediately extended. So what am I saying to you today in conclusion? Is when you love yourself, you forgive yourself, you give yourself time, and you have a conversation with yourself. Matter of fact, I already wrote a book called Conversations with Self that will help you to start on that journey. If you want to jump on over to Amazon and you want to look up Conversations with Self, Apopa is my last name, A-P-O-P-A. You will find a book that allows you to journal on the inside that I wrote in 2020 during the pandemic, and allows you to journal, and it allows you to really have that ultimate conversation, that ultimate chat with yourself that will allow you to deal with and resolve your childhood issues, not bury them, resolve your childhood issues and process forward. But like bury it in the grave, like once it's dead, kill it, bury it, and move forward. Because this is supposed to be the best life you've ever lived. Every single day you wake up, you are supposed to be living your best life, because life is a gift and you only have one time to live it. So if I wait on you or you wait on somebody else to live your life, you'll never live the quality of life that you deserve. If you don't forgive yourself for making mistakes, trying to figure life out, you will never live the quality of life that Jesus has promised to you. So on this Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. On this Valentine's Day, if you're single or even if you have a partner, today I just want to challenge you to love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. If you love you, everything else will make sense. On Wednesday, when we meet with the bishop, we're going to talk about loving your partner. So we definitely want to tune in for that big time, big time, big time. We want to tune in. We want to also on Friday talk with Kenya about loving your community. Loving your community. So we got big vibes for that from Kenya. Man, it's so amazing. If you would go on our public figure page, which is called Beho Apopa Speaks, that's BEWHOLE space Apopa Speaks, which we will only be coming live from that. Today was a little bit of a glitch, but it's great that it glitched, so I can tell you to jump over there and follow us over there. Follow us over there. We will most definitely be going live from there moving forward. And it's Behold Apopa Speaks, and we want you to connect with us and the influence and the impact that Church on the Fly is making in the world. Hey, when I see it, hey, we don't have time. We don't have too much time. We don't have enough time to do what needs to be done in the earth unless we do it on the fly, unless we fly from here to there, to there, to there, to there. So we want you to journey with us as we fly. And if you want to make any donation to the church, if you want to give anything to the church, we have a new link with Giveafly that should be popping off this week. We're almost fully verified, and you'll be able to give into this link, and you can still give into the PayPal link that is at churchonthefly.com/Kenya. But we have a great opportunity for, if you are living in the US, to, be benevolent and help another nation out, save some money on your taxes, just give to us, because we can guarantee you that your seed is going to good use. It's going to cause your life to explode. Hey, I may be one of the few tithe paying members to this church right now, but guess what? Every time I give tithes to my own church, I find that my life is blessed. So if you want to be a blessing and also be blessed, go ahead and I'll drop the link later. Go ahead and give to us at Church on the Fly. And today, do something nice for yourself. Take yourself out, do something, just be kind to yourself. The final thought is be kind to yourself. Once you do that, everything else will make sense. You'll find that other people will be kind to you. You'll find that you have more grace to be kinder to others. You'll find that your children will be kind to you. Your spouse will be kind to you. Your boss will be kind to you. Your friends will be kind to you. Be kind to you. Take responsibility of loving you. If you love you, everything else will make sense. That's the final thought today. I want you to have an amazing and a happy Valentine's Day. We look forward to connecting with you further. Blessings.